Then we create the chin, this triangular shape. So you can see complete clean this thing, lips. Now all the sides, check it nicely. So lips usually needs slightly more polygons as compared to other parts because lip have a lot of details. So first create the basic structure. Damn standard again, BDS. Then initially I created this shape. I'll just refine it one more time. And this time without holding Alt, I'll just push it inside. It basically enhances the shape. Basically enhance the shape and make everything super clean. And this lower lip doesn't start, it starts from this end, but this corner is usually flat. And you have to add this detail here. Add subtle volume, blend it nicely. Clay buildup, make this line slightly prominent, strong. Make it nice and blend it. So now from distance, you can clearly see the lip definition. That is very important because it should not like from close up only you can see, from distance also should be able to understand, and all the shape should be clearly defined. So you can see the side from side, everything is nicely clean. And if I want, I can make this lips little nicer, little more nicer. BMV, slightly bigger brush, push it slightly inside. This bulge supposed to be downside. And this part, make it a round. Not too much, slightly outside. So you can see from side, it looks fine. From side also, it looks fine. If I want, I can push it a little further if required, like this. Then also it will look same only. So we have to check it from all the sides. Then from down, upper lips are always little outside as compared to the lower lips. So check it from all the direction. Make sure it looks correct. And this tip part also push it slightly outside. That M shape, it should be prominent. Now, basic structure of lips is ready. There are few things, BDS. Now to refinement. So I have added this muscle, added this muscle. There's a little depression here. This depression continues here. If you notice very closely any portrait or anyone's facial feature, you have this slight depression here because all the muscles, they're interconnected. Plus you have top of that, you have fat and skin. So it's all connected. So that small fine deformation, that plays a very important role. So we create those small fine details nicely. And now the poly count of this is not enough for the lips. Lips usually needs a little bit more polygons as compared to the other parts. So control D one more time, subdivide, Now, if I want, I can add all those details. So lower lips usually have this lines, which is very prominent, clearly visible. Right now I'm doing it symmetry, but in actual model, we won't do it symmetry. We'll make it asymmetric, because our body and everything is not symmetrical. You have horizontal line and vertical lines. Both the lines are there. Make it little prominent, refine it nicely. Similar way, upper lips, initially will start with basic lines, corners, then switch off symmetry and make it asymmetric. Lower lips usually have vertical and horizontal lines mostly, but upper lips have mostly vertical lines and very few horizontal lines. That is something, these are like very small fine things. That is something, if you start practicing and observing things, you will see. And after doing this, also the basic structure is not finished. I'll make the corner slightly prominent, slightly prominent. Then I'll use standard brush to add little volume. So there's no limit for detailing. It's just like what you can observe and recreate. And lip surface are usually not flat, they're little bumpy. This one is too much. It's slightly subtle, smooth it out. So you can see it's not very difficult. You can do it very easily. You just need slight practice. It's become pretty easy to create. From side, you can see it was just a plane, but top of that I have created and added all the volumes that required. And when we create this thing, we can see this arch, the circular shape. It should form this kind of shape because our lips are not flat. It's round, circular in shape. So I'll show you. I have a book, and if book for most of the anatomy and all, I always follow this particular book. This is like one amazing book. Uh, I can Google about this thing, anatomy for like this is sculptures, and this is for this is for like 3D artist. This is targeted towards 3D artist. If you see, I'll show you the lips and all those things, and it's a very good book. It explains each and every part in really real details, good details, muscle flow, structure, and how things works, body proportion, anatomy, and everything. So where is my see lips? You can see flat lips are wrong. It's always circular. Upper lips are always outside, lower lips are always inside. And why it's so? There is a denture inside. So this is, you can see, we don't like sometimes we miss it. This is how prominent and how outside protruding outside this shape is. We miss that thing a lot of time. So that is something we need to keep in mind, and then create the volume. If I want, I can push the slips slightly outside also. Like if required, then only. If I want, I can definitely, oh sorry, oh my bad, symmetry. Make sure switch on symmetry, use symmetry. And see, you can create it, just push it outside. That's it. So basic shape is same, and the rest of the things you can do according to your like reference and all. You can do it. So those small things, and this volume from where it's coming, you can see. If I show you this book, you can see they're two cylindrical because there is a two muscles. There are two muscles are there to control the lips. So these two things are very important. We create this shape. Create this shape basically and make it really distinct and separate from the shape. Very subtle variation, not very prominent, but those small things create a lot of difference. Well, I have created this thing 1,000 times, so I know. So that's why, like, it's all about practice. If you practice it, it's becomes super easy and super simple. And if you can do it on a plane, do not use a sphere. Sphere have already have a circular volume. So if you use it, use a plane, and top of that you create it, so it basically improves your sculpting, like like your ability, improves that, and plus you understand the proportion and volume correctly, because on a flat surface, how to add volume. So what happens if you have any complex character or anything, you can do it very easily directly on that particular character, very easily without losing the shape and without any confusion. So it makes your life way easier. So suppose this is my I started doing this nose. So if I want to create the lips, so I have to add the muscle first, that basic volume here, reduce it slightly. That circular shape is required. The cheekbones and all, we define those surface, BDS, add those detail. So BCB, clay buildup, those volumes, two circle, one circle, and blend with this. Make it a little soft. It goes inside. So it automatically push this thing outside, then create this muscle and slight depression here. That slight muscle here. Your chin. Dam standard, refine the shape. So like any surface, if you know the shape and structure, be it any surface, you can do it very easily. Wherever you want to create, so it can do it very easily. So that is like it's study. So you have to study those shape, proportions, and everything, and then recreate multiple times, not just one. Like once we try it, it's not very nice or not that accurate. Then we redo it, then redo it, redo it, redo it. So it's like multiple times you have to redo it, and it will polish your skills and everything. And there is I guess you know heard of maybe Hussein Diba or Rafael Grassetti and all. They are like a good character artist. Acha, you never heard of? Okay, just give me a second. Mm, Art Station. I just give me a second. Open Art Station. I I'm pretty sure you must have seen his work, Hussein Diba's work. Yeah, no, where is Hussein Diba? Yeah. So you must have seen his work. He's one of the best character artists in the world. You can see his work. It's amazing. And most of the characters are game ready. So you can see like his quality of work is superb. You can see he also practiced those things. Lips, nose, eyes, everybody does, because this is basics. These are basics. So it's even if you are a famous artist or very good artist, but this is something is practice. If you don't practice it, you lose the quality. So it's all about, and I have seen an interview of Hussein Diba. He works of when he was learning, that time he used to work for 7 to 8 hours minimum per day. 7 to 8 hours minimum continuous used to work, and max to max like 15-16 hours. Like he used to work like that much practice he did. So that's why he achieved this quality. So it's all about that. And Grasset Rafael, I don't know if Grasset spelling is this only. No, no, SITTI, believe. Not this artist. Just give me a second. Rafael Grassetti, this artist, this one. He is one of the best artists, and he was, because if you see his work, it's another level. Like no matter what he creates, everything is superb. You can see like, he was the main artist for the Kratos, like your God of War and all. He redesigned these characters. He created all these things. You can see his work. That this is like he's one of the master. Like his quality of work is amazing. So I'll show you this one more video, and that's something you should watch. Just give me a second. Rafael Grassetti. So in Rafael Grassetti have a lot of videos. You can check those. That will open up your mind. Because he's one of the best artists in the world. So the way he whatever he's explaining, everything he have a reason for it. For each and everything have reason and logic behind it. He's one of the best artists, and his work, quality of work is amazing. And there is a very specific video. I'll show you where is that video. It's a pretty old video, but in that particular video he explains how he study head anatomy and all the structure and how he creates it, and he study each and every muscle of face, and then he reads like how to create those shapes, and he explains also. Okay, it's like it's pretty very old video. I'm not able to find it. If I find it, I'll send you the link. Watch that video. It will open up your mind, because checking these artworks are very important, because more we see, our brain opens up and we understand things better and we see things better. So that helps us to like create better artwork. That is like very important. I guess that artwork is very old. I couldn't find the video here. Okay, I'll check this later. If I find that, I'll definitely forward that video to you. So you check that video, and based on that, you create all these things very nicely. So what you do now, practice nose and lips, these two shapes. Try to create two three versions, like broad lips, narrow lips, your small lips, big lips, or maybe nose, like a broad nose, your big nose, or small nose, or African, they have a very distinct nose. So those things, try to study, try to create two three versions of nose, two three versions of lips whenever you get free time. Try to create that. That will polish your work extremely, and it will enhance your quality of work, really extremely. And one more thing, do you have a this thing, profile in ArtStation? Yes, can you send me the link? I want to see some work, so then I can understand what are the things I need to work on, and like guide you through. That one is old. No problem. Old, like whatever. If you have any latest work or any screenshot or something, because the thing is, I need to understand like what are the areas we need to work on, right? So based on that, I can channelize all those this tutorials and everything, channelize towards that and create it. That's absolutely fine. Just give me a second. Vanessa, can you call me back in 2 minutes? Oh well, still, like whatever it is, just show me. Like it's problem, no problem. Okay, link. Okay. Mm, wild boar. So like thing is, like if I see this, I can understand, like you have the basic idea of ZBrush. You know the form and shapes. So I can clearly see you know a lot of tricks. You know how to create those chain links and all these things. So all those things I can understand, right? So based on that, I know, okay, I don't have to teach you how to create all this thing. All this muscle study, yes, that is something I can guide you through, plus the shape and all, that is something I can guide you through, and detail, when to add detail and how to add details, those things I can explain. How to add nails and all, I can see this, like this is a little wobbly, it should be flat. Those shapes, muscles, okay. So you can see that, and we so that we can create things. Okay, in your this work, I'll explain a couple of things. Like these are like very this is something what happens. Most of the artists I have seen, they create this problem is, in this particular this thing, like maybe it's an old work. I'll just explain this thing. Photoshop. Do you paint? Yeah, ever done a digital art or digital painting or something? No. Okay. So if possible, try to sketch pencil, normal sketch. Try to sketch it out. So it will give you better understanding of human anatomy. In college and all, like, usually we have a fine art classes and drawing classes. So a lot of time, what we do is we ignore them. Everybody does. It's nothing new. It's not about you. A lot of people. So if we do all those things, what happens? Our like understanding of anatomy enhances. So like suppose you have this thing. So there is a issue is our eye, like you created the eye, so that's fine, no problem in that. So our eye, so you create this thing, and this is basic shape of eye. So only problem, what is the problem here? Problem is what there are two things are missing. One is the eyelid, thickness of the eyelid, and this eyelid, this area should have a little thickness. That basic thickness of this eye is missing. So this thickness and this eyelid, these two things are missing. If you add those two things, instantly this thing will start looking better and nice. Those are very, very minute things, but a lot of people do those mistakes. So you just need to add, whenever you create any shape, there has to be a thickness. That thickness should be visible. If I show you this artist work, just give me a second. So let's see. Okay. Or maybe this one. So whenever you see the artist, we can, if you open this, you see the eyelid thickness, which is clearly visible. This is very important. We miss it a lot of time, but this is very important part. Without this, eye looks it looks cartoonish. It doesn't look realistic. And plus the eyelid fold, because eyelid is a separate muscle altogether. It folds and then it opens again. So this eyelid thickness, this fold, and this thickness of the eye, these two things are missing. So these two things we need to keep in mind. And whenever you're creating, make sure we create these two things. Otherwise, it will create problem. Okay. Like this, we fix it and correct all the things. So what you do, practice these two things. And like tomorrow we don't have class. Day after tomorrow we have a class. So whenever you have you got time, like maybe today or tomorrow, whenever you're able to do it, create that. Send me the file. There is a little echo from your side. Huh. So create these things, practice this, and send me the file. So what we'll do, I'll check your file already, and during class I'll explain if everything is correct. I'll say it. If there's something wrong, I'll tell you how to correct it and what to correct it exactly. So then you will correct that, and then next class what we'll do, we'll create eyes closed and open both, plus our ear is looks pretty simple, but ear also have a lot of character, a lot of deformation, lot of shape, and lot of volume. So that is also plays a very important role in our character. If you create something and ear is not good, it character will look odd. So that is something also very important. So we create those things, and it's all about practice. More you practice, you will polish your skills and you enhance everything, and your understanding develops, and you speed up your process. And in gaming industry, speed is one of the key thing. Like quality though is definitely matters, plus your efficiency, speed matters a lot. Okay, so practice this thing. I'll send the video plus the file. So you check both the things. You we check the video, check the file, and then we'll start creating those other two parts, and then we'll start working on it. So by the time, if you end of this week, you can decide you want to create a realistic character or this thing, a stylized character. If you want to do a realistic character for your main character, then we'll do a stylized character for a next week module. We'll do a stylized head or something, like I showed you that like girl head, stylized or something like that. Or if you want to do stylized for your main character, we'll create a realistic kind of character for your next week. So you'll have the understanding of both the things very easily, and then we'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Both. That's what I'm saying. Like next, both, like both the full character is not possible. So what I'll do, if you want to do a full character stylized, like suppose I'll give you example, show you example. I'll show you some collections. I'll explain you. Suppose you want to do something little stylized, like something. This is not full body, but like stylized, right? Something like this, or maybe this, or maybe little anime kind of things, like something like this. If you want to do a stylized character for a main character, then what we'll do, we'll create a head which is more towards realistic. It's which is not like semi-realistic or stylized, more towards realistic, like something like this. We'll create a bust. Okay. And a bust of that realistic character. Or if you want to create a realistic full character, we'll create a stylized character, something like this, only the bust. So you understand the features, how to work on it, and then we'll move to stylized full character, right? Realistic full character, any one of them, whatever you want. So you think and decide. So based on that, we'll do it until that. By the time we'll practice it, right? Okay, clear? It's all clear. So like this, practice this and decide a plan. You can check ArtStation, Pinterest, DeviantArt, CG Society. There's so many sites. You can check all those sites and then create it, and then and decide and collect some references, and based on that we'll start. Okay. Then I'll see you on Wednesday, same time. And like anything, like any file issue or any any doubt or something, you can send me a mail or WhatsApp, a screenshot, anything. I'll revert you back there, and discuss everything and correct everything. Okay. Okay, then I'll see you on Wednesday, same time. Okay, then bye bye. Welcome. I'll send you the video and the file. After this, like after I end it, after like in half an hour or something, I'll send it. Mail you back. Okay, bye bye. Welcome.